So now here are the causes. So I will just cover this and little bit one more slide because we are already into 1.5 hours. And I'm sure that I don't know how much time you plan, but we'll stop there. So the causes of imbalance in the respiratory system, number one, dietary or aharaj. So if a person eats too dry foods, chips, or snacks or popcorn or cereals with not much liquid in it, so that is too dry. Deep fried food, cold dairy products, right? In the Viharaj lifestyle, overexertion, sedentary habits, exposure to smoke, pollens, toxins. So the causes that will weaken the tissue, this is the one. Okay. Then Kalaparanam, seasonal, unsuitable season. For some, it is the season of pollens and allergies and those kinds of things. For some, it is the cloudy weather. Sometimes client will come and say, oh, I get my breathing difficulty when it is cloudy, humid. That means it is kapha predominant lung issue, right? Then we have aghataj. This is injury. Some kind of injury might have happened, okay? And then hereditary. So that is more in the family. Sometimes it runs in the family. And so the reason of getting weak spot, either it is we do it something or it is also hereditary. Now that doesn't mean that if someone has gotten it hereditary or genetic, it cannot be treated. This is the important thing here. If we understand the concept of weakened tissue or weak tissue, then is there a solution? Modern science is trying to find that by making the genetic change. Too dangerous. Ayurveda has some simpler ways of using the herbs and preparing in some particular way and then giving it specific, we call it rasayana. And this particular category of rasayana is called naimittic, means for a specific cause. And in this case, if someone is having weakened lung tissue, then we will give naimittic rasayana to strengthen lung tissue. Like Chyawanprash and any particular rasayana with amla. Amla is this Indian gooseberry. It's the richest in vitamin C. Interestingly, modern medicine also recommends vitamin C to boost the immunity. So that way, if a person has history, so if someone comes to you and says, this is the family history, my grandmother has this, my mother had this, they have more lung problems and like, so then you know that person has those symptoms, it is just developing. Right there, you can introduce the rasayana, and then if you do the proper panchakarma and then give the rasayana, there is a chance that that person may not face same kind of health issues, strengthen the lung tissue to the point where person may not even get it. So can be prevented, right? Or at least can be stopped to progress. Now here, now I will go into the symptoms, and that's the last slide. Promise.
You're very interesting. You can go on and on. I like it.
Thank you. So the symptoms we can see here, and we can go from organ for the breathing system, for the respiratory system, or for pranavasrota. So starting from nose. In the nose, Sanam was explaining, there are 3 turbinates, and turbinates means raised portion. So say if this is this side, if this is the nose and this is the wall, so there are 3 raised portions, and in between is the gap. So when person has sinus congestion, it is these things where mucus gets accumulated, and then from that accumulation, it can go in one of the opening of sinus. And then once it goes into the sinus, it has very small space for it to come out. So then it keeps accumulating in that sinus. And then person complains, oh, I have very heavy feeling, very congested feeling, or says I have headache. Sometimes frontal headache, sometimes ethmoidal headache, sometimes sphenoidal, sometimes maxillary. It depends upon which particular hole that mucus got access to. And then in the modern science, what they do is proof puncture. So they make a hole bigger and then squeeze out all the mucus and clean it. But then there is no guarantee that it will not come back. So in Ayurveda, then we have a very effective treatment. We call it nasya, proper nasya and diet, right? So in the nose, nasal congestion, nasal allergy, sinusitis, post-nasal drip. This is one of the most common symptom when sinuses are involved and person says, I have to keep doing like this. The mucus comes and comes in the throat. This is one of the most common symptoms. In the throat, of course, sore throat, cough, tonsillitis, adenoiditis that Sanam was explaining, hoarseness of voice. So these are the symptoms in throat. In the bronchus and lungs, bronchitis, bronchial asthma, and even severe kind of pneumonia, bronchiectasis, different symptoms can happen. So these are the symptoms, and as I promised, I will stop here. Yeah, I think I will stop here. Maybe some time for questions.
So
I don't know if you are speaking singing way because of your internet.
Sanam was explaining the inner ear that get blocked.
You
doesn't
said
work well, isn't it?
no.
Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, no, I have to stop my camera because I think it helps.
Okay.
I don't know if you hear better. Okay, like that when I go outside and it's windy. Okay, I get pain. It's a new thing. I get pain in my jaws, and then my ears, when I bend down to get something, it feels like I have butterfly inside my head, in my ears. It's blocked. So that could be kapha accumulation somewhere.
Sometimes it may not be, but as Sanam was explaining, that there are 3 parts of ear.
Mm-hmm.
External, middle, and internal.
Yeah.
In between middle and external, there is tympanic membrane, or we call eardrum.
Yeah.
And then middle ear has one tube coming in, opening in the throat.
The trompe d'Eustache, Eustachian tube.
Eustachian tube. Now, what happens when you go out and it's very windy?
Yeah.
Now, you are breathing that moist air, and you may have some mucus.
Yeah.
And then it is that opening is partially blocked.
Oh.
The tube is very important. Without that, you cannot hear.
Mm-hmm.
But what is happening in this case, because of that partially blocked and wind outside, then it just flutters. So it's no butterfly there.
No, I know. But it's like it stays on, and it's, when I move my head.
Yeah.
When I move my head, it's terrible.
Yes.
It goes.
Yeah. Sounds good. What you can do in this case, simple. You can drink some hot water, because then you are treating the Eustachian tube. You can gargle, you can drink some hot water, and you can massage around your jaw. This thing here, TMJ, you can massage around there.
Okay.
If you massage around there, if you do the gargle with hot water, and don't enjoy too much windy day.
Okay.
It should take care, because this is just a beginning. This is just a beginning stage. It's not even 4th stage. It's not 5th stage. It's not related to that. It's
No,
just
okay.
immediate response of, so we don't need to think too deep in this kind of situation. It is just
Yeah.
that cold wind,
Yeah.
moist wind, and your system is responding to it.
Okay.
It's just,
Okay.
you can treat it at that stage.
Okay. I'm gonna try that. I put your oil in my ear. It helps. You know the Nasia oil?
Uh, did you put Nasya oil in the ear?
Yeah.
Okay. I never
And it,
recommend it. I only recommend that to put in the nose. But
well, I put it in the nose, but when my ear gets irritated, because it feels sometimes, you know, even if I wear a hat, you know, if I take a shower and I have water in my ear, in my outside ear, it
Mhm.
gets irritated. The water in my ear, it doesn't work. So I put your oil in it, and it
Well,
removes
I
the
want to thank you
burning.
for, I want to thank you for making me learn something new. I can recommend my nose oil to put in the ear.
My sister does the same, and my brother.
There we go.
They all have sensitive ear with just the wind hitting the ears, and it gets itchy, and it's like, very
Well,
sore. And
at
they
least for
put your
one,
oil
at
in it.
least yeah, at least for one principle, that warm oil is needed. You can put warm olive oil. You can put something warm
Yeah.
that will just lubricate and help and give you some relief.
Okay.
So
So
you
all
made
my
good,
family's using your oil.
good. Well, I mean, you guys are so good listeners and participants. I can go on. Yes.
If we do have time, I do have one question.
Uh-huh.
Um, I was wondering because we were talking about the stomach and about the lungs, and I just wanted something answered that I had heard before, which is that we take prana through the air and through our food. So, for example, fresh air has more prana, and fresh foods, or particularly, I remember one time when I was traveling, when I was a monk and with some of the other monks, we were in the mountains and there was some running water there. And we stopped and collected that fresh river water. And one of them made a comment that, the flowing water has more prana rather than, say, bottled water, which is sedentary. So I just wanted to kind of hear your thoughts on that. If we're actually taking prana through our foods and through the air.
Yes. And that's true actually, but it depends upon flowing water from where.
Mm-hmm.
If it is close to source, then yes.
Mm-hmm.
So the spring water.
Yeah, this was mountain water, like up in the.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And it just makes sense that there will be more prana in it.
Mm-hmm.
There will be more of those vibrations in the molecules.
So does that replenish then the pranavata in the body?
Yes.
And yeah. And just something else that I thought also, because I had read previously that there's the kind of subtle forms of vata, kapha, and pitta, the tejas, ojas, and prana. So that prana, is that the same as the prana upadosha?
No. What
different.
happens actually, yeah. I mean, it depends upon what level we are talking.
Yes.
So when we are talking of the prana vata related to respiratory system, that's different than the prana ojas, tejas that we are talking.
Same word, but just different.
It's a different context. So context has changed.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Just wanted that cleared up.
Yes. Very good. So should we fix the next session date now, or later on I send you?
Same time next week works for me.
Oh, I think some of like Michelle is very busy. I think she can only do it once a month, and it will be also easier for me. So we are doing it once a month.
Okay.
So will we do it again the second Saturday? Should we keep it that way, just standard second Saturday of each month?
Works for
Yes,
me.
please.
Does everyone agree? Good. Perfect. Perfect. So I think everyone has given me consent for this recording, and thank you, Michelle, again for reminding me. Otherwise, it was a big miss. So I will have this recording in case if anyone missed to watch it. And Marshall, can you give me the permission to use it and put it on the YouTube for other people who have missed it?
Yeah,
Everyone
definitely.
else has given me permission. Thank you very much, Michelle, and for giving me permission.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend, and thank you for sparing 1.5 hours in this beautiful Saturday.
Thank you very much. It was very interesting,
Thank you.
like usual.
Thank you.
Yeah, like usual. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Michelle, I hope you will be able to catch up your sleep.
Oh, you and me both. Thank you.
Okay.